David Cay Johnston, who wrote a biography of Donald Trump a couple years back, recently told reporters during an interview that he believes that Donald Trump is going to throw his sons under the bus because, in private conversations that Johnston, of course, has been privy to, Trump has referred to both Eric and Donald Jr. as idiots. Now, here is what David Cay Johnston said. He asserted he could run his company and be president, and there would be no conflicts of interest, which is absurd. What he's doing is what he always does. He's trying to shift responsibility onto other people, and Donald won't have any problem shifting responsibility onto his sons, who he has told others he thinks are idiots. He doesn't say that in public, but he's told people he doesn't have much regard for the judgment of his two older sons, talking about the adult sons here. You know, just to make sure nobody thought Trump was talking about Barron, he's only talking about Junior and Eric. And of course, the reason David Cay Johnston was even asked this question is because last week we got the transcripts of Donald Trump's deposition in that New York fraud lawsuit where Trump tried to downplay his involvement in the company while he was president, telling prosecutors that, hey, listen, yeah, I was busy. I averted a nuclear holocaust. You'd all be dead if it weren't for me. So obviously I was too busy doing that to do all this fraud. But then he said something that most media outlets, including this interview that David Cay Johnston did for MSNBC, then he said something in the deposition that everybody else has glossed over. And I covered this over at Fair and Balanced, my other channel. But he said Eric was really the one in charge. So he already did throw his son Eric under the bus. So David Cay Johnston, again, who wrote a wonderful biography about Donald Trump, not wonderful in that it's a glowing, oh, this guy's great, wonderful in exposing a lot of the horrible things he's done. David Cay Johnston is 100% right. Trump is going to throw his sons under the bus because he already threw his son under the bus. That's not up for debate. He did it. It's in that transcript. You can go read it for yourself. He tried to throw Eric under the bus to the prosecutor saying, hey, I wasn't really involved. If you want to know who was in charge at the time, it was Eric. I mean, that's the guy. And that was just the beginning. And I do think when this thing goes to trial, which by the way is happening in a month from now, Trump's going to try to do the same thing, even though his kids are going to be right there with him in court. Because Donald Trump would rather see his sons get in trouble than himself. Because, he's dear old dad. He's getting up there in age. He may not have much time left on this earth, but you guys got plenty of time. You can make a name for yourself even after this. So y'all take the fall for it and let me go be president again. But the weirdest part about it is that's not how any of this is going to work. This is a civil trial. It's not a criminal trial. You have no reason to throw your kids under the bus. You're all either going to have to pay or none of you are going to have to pay. You see what I'm saying here? Throwing your kids under the bus doesn't change anything about the punishment. Now, if this were a criminal trial, absolutely. Throw your kids under the bus, make them go to jail, you walk away a free man. But this is a civil case. You're throwing your kids under the bus for no reason because you're all going to have to pay that money in the end of this. So I don't get it, but this shows the character of Donald Trump. Even though he knows he won't escape the consequences of it, he's still going to throw his kids under the bus because that's the kind of horrible father that he is. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.